And now, how's about Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who was there yesterday at the home of Jill Alper, who appears regularly on the program, and so was Hillary Clinton. Congresswoman, welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Michael Patrick Shiels. It's great to be here, but I just have to say one thing. I was not at the fundraiser because we had votes, and I would never miss votes.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. You were in session yesterday.
So none of the members were there yesterday. We were there in spirit.
Son of a gun. I forgot about that. I always thought you would have been there because, and then I saw, too, in fact, one of the votes you took up yesterday was unanimous, and it was from Congressman Dan Benishek in Michigan.
That is correct.
How could I have made such a foolish blunder?
It's easy.
Thank you. Hey, it's not easy to get a unanimous bill passed in the House of Representatives. Can you tell me what that was all about? It had to do with VA reporting their medical effectiveness, right?
I think that all of us are very concerned about working together to ensure that our veterans, the men and women who've served us, protected our freedoms, are getting the kind of health care that they need. So on Friday, Tim Walberg and I hosted a veterans fair together for the veterans in our districts. And I do think that, well, first of all, I think the American people are tired of all the partisan bickering, and they want to see us work together to start solving problems and stop partisan bickering. Yeah. And having said that, I think that there is no place for politics when you're talking about what we're going to do to protect our veterans, and that's what we are doing. So anyway, that's what you saw. It was on the first day that you come back, and yesterday was the first day that we were back. You actually have bills which are called on the suspension calendar, and it requires 2/3 vote of the House, and it was great to see a bill that everybody supported.
I hate nothing like Washington in the summertime, huh?
Well, thankfully, we only have the rest of this week and next week, and we are headed home, and first of all, there's nothing better than Michigan in August, and I'm really going to be working hard to see everybody, and it'll be good to just be home and work with people and hear what's on their minds.
I hate to say it, but Donald Trump, for all of his bizarre bluster, and now he's down to calling people jackasses, and they're back and forth name-calling, called Lindsey Graham an idiot or whatever he did raise some awareness for veterans and veterans affairs, don't you think?
I'm going to answer this. I'm going to be me because I'm not exactly. I think that Donald Trump, by the way, is hitting a nerve in this country. I've gotten in trouble a little for some of my candidness and bluntness, but I think the American people want to know what we think. I think they're tired of words that are carefully, positioned and molded. And what does somebody really think? And the one thing you know about Donald Trump is that you know what he really thinks. I don't agree with him on anything he says. I think that what he said about John McCain was absolutely one of the most horrific things that I've ever seen. And I don't agree. I just don't agree with his style and everything else. But he has raised the issue of veterans, and we do need to care about our veterans. I think things are much better. I think we have been fortunate that Michigan has not been as bad as some of the other hospitals have been, apparently. But I think all of us are working together to make sure that the men and women in Michigan are treated, are getting what they need. And as I say this, anybody who's listening to this, if they are having a problem, every member of the Michigan delegation, Republican or Democratic, wants to hear from you. Whatever district you live in, we are there to help you, and there should not be problems.
Your predecessor never pulled any punches either, did he?
No, he didn't.
I hope around the House he did, though.
Not real punches.
Here's what the president said yesterday. President Barack Obama appearing on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart about veterans affairs in the state in the United States right now, the state of affairs.
The VA has not done what it needs to do in terms of our veterans. Okay. That is something that built up over 50 years. And the question then becomes,
whose fault is it?
No, I don't. No.
I thought that was the question.
No, the question is, how do we set the right benchmarks so that we know we're making progress and we're moving in the right direction?
And that's what the bill was all about, right?
That's correct. And I think it's very when we finally started looking at what was going on in these hospitals, I was scared to death. There's a name I happen to love on the Detroit hospitals downtown, and the audit came through okay. But every place that I go, every VFW hall, every American Legion hall, I say to people, is there a problem? Will you tell me what there's a problem? And what's interesting, by the way, is the men all say it's fine, and if I talk to the women, I really do. The spouses tend to tell me more. But we want to hear it. Every single member of Congress wants to know if there's a way that we can continuously improve. If someone's having a hard time seeing the doctor that they need, we need to know it. We're there to help.
Jill Alper, you know her well, and I do too. It must be really cool to have a presidential candidate, particularly one with as much history behind her as Hillary Clinton, stopping by your house for a couple of hours. Some of the protesters were saying, well, Hillary Clinton's not accessible, and they were using the rope line analogy to say that, you know, the people of Detroit don't have $2,700 to go see her. But that's kind of out of bounds, speaking of rope line, don't you think? Because these sorts of fundraisers go on all the time on both sides of the
well, they do go on both sides of the aisle, but did you see the stop that she made in Detroit at the Sweet Potato?
Sweet Potato Sensations.
Yeah, and she was there for close to an hour and met with a ton of people. The pictures are great and everything that I've seen. And she's supporting small businesses. It does not look like they in any way, shape, or form tried to screen who she talked to. There was no rope line there that I saw.
Yeah.
So I think it was very important to her that she get to Detroit, that nobody start this, are they going to Detroit, are they not going to Detroit?
Yeah.
She knew. The first visit she's made as a candidate, she went to Detroit, into a neighborhood, into a small business, and I think that's the kind of woman she's going to be.
No offense to Jill Alper in her house. I'm sure it's lovely in Grosse Pointe, but I think I would like to have been at Sweet Potato Sensations.
Me too.
Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for being accessible, and we'll see you in Michigan soon.
I look forward to it. Have a good day.
Thank you.